Betul ke kalau ada degree, kita senang nak cari kerja?
Or are graduates struggling in the working world?
Want to apply into the Universiti Malaya engineering degree? Come join us. We'll let you know how.
Mark your calendar on 16 August, 3 to 5 p.m. on UMCCed Facebook and YouTube. Registration link below. See you there.
Hi, I am Dr. Muhammad Fazalni Zambi Shamsuddin from the Department of Civil Engineering, Universiti Malaya. I teach civil engineering. So what is civil engineering? In a simpler words, civil engineering deals with public work such as road, bridge, railway, building and so on. So I've been teaching for more than 2 years already at the Faculty of Engineering, Universiti Malaya.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jega. I'm from Chemical Engineering Department. I teach second year and third year students. I teach Applied Statistics and Particles Technology.
Hi, my name is Dr. Muhammad Khadir Faiz from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Universiti Malaya. I teach mechanics of materials, fluid mechanics and also computer programming. I've been teaching it quite new actually. I recently joined UM, so basically I'm less than 2 years in UM.
I've been in UM in the past 9 years. I'm an academician here. But apart from being an academician, I'm also an alumni of Universiti Malaya. I started my journey here as a Bachelor in Chemical Engineering in year 1999. So I love UM. I love being in the city centre here. I like the quality that Universiti Malaya produced. So I have continued to be living here.
So what I love about Universiti Malaya is basically everything.
I love the diversity in UM, the environment in UM that you can provide the top research environment for the students.
Right, this webinar is especially for students who are interested in engineering. If you think you have missed the boat to apply into Universiti Malaya, fear not, we still have an option for you. For you to find out that option, join our webinar to get to know more about this course and program.
So don't forget to join our webinar. So from this webinar, you will be able to know more about the career path. I will provide courses and also employability.
So if you want to know how you can survive as an engineering graduates and how you can be a great engineer after you join our program, so please watch this webinar. Okay, good afternoon, and I would like to welcome everyone to our webinar. Right, can UM Engineering degree guarantee a job? Okay, brought to you especially from UMCCed and Faculty of Engineering, Universiti Malaya. So I hope everyone is having a lovely day and is feeling refreshed after your lunch. I hope so, and ready to learn about our topics today. Okay, can UM Engineering degree guarantee a job? Right, just as a reminder to you guys, okay, we provide certificates of attendance, okay, for this webinar today. So stay tuned until the end of this webinar. Right, we give a link for the attendance 10 minutes before the webinar ends. Okay, and I'm your moderator for today, Muhammad Khadir Faiz bin Ahmad Harudin, from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Universiti Malaya. two main topics that we'll be discussing today are about the employability of engineering graduates and also how you can apply to the direct intakes of Bachelor's degree, or as we call it, SATU, right? SATU, which is short for Saluran Terbuka Universiti Malaya. So together with me today is our two lovely speakers, Dr. Muhammad Fazal Nizam on my far left, and also I am Dr. Jega Lakshmi Jawatanam. So Dr. Zach and Dr. Jega, how are you today?
Hi.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right. So before we start our session, can you introduce about yourself? Just a short introduction.
Yeah, sure. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Dr. Jega. I'm a lecturer in Chemical Engineering Department. So I've been lecturing in Universiti Malaya in the last 9 years. So I'm also the alumni of Universiti Malaya. So I did my bachelor degree in Chemical Engineering as well as my master's degree in Universiti Malaya. And then Universiti Malaya offered me a scholarship to do a PhD in Newcastle, UK. So after my PhD, I joined Universiti Malaya again to deliver my service. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Muhammad Fazal Nizam bin Shamsuddin, or you can, easily hear my name in social media, TikTok, Dr. Zach, and even my colleague here call me Dr. Zach as well. It's easier than my long name. So just like Dr. Jega, I also graduated from Universiti Malaya when I did my degree, bachelor degrees. And after that, I got the European scholarship, Erasmus Mundus, to do my master in Portugal for 1.5 years. And then I got a scholarship just like Dr. Jega from and also Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia to do my PhD. And after that, straight away after finishing my PhD, I serviced in and now I've been teaching for more than 2 years already at the Department of Civil Engineering.
Okay, all right. I think we heard a lot about our two speakers today. Okay, without further ado, we are going to dive into our topics today, the first topics, okay, which is the employability. Right, before we dive into the topic, let's talk about facts and figures, okay, facts and figures, right. So recently the country has been shaken, has been shaken by the news that almost 72%, right, of the SPM leavers or SPM graduates prefer not to pursue their higher education. They prefer to be influencers, okay, e-hailing drivers, for instance, right, which is quite alarming actually. So, Dr. Jega, now, actually, what is the current graduate employability in UM, specifically in the Faculty of Engineering?
Right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Faiz. Right. It's actually surprising me why the youngsters do not want to continue into a degree certificate. Why do you not want to continue gaining a degree? 76% is alarming. So we have a statistics on graduate employability. This is based on 2021 statistics, right? So if you have a look at the slides from right, so I think you can see the slides now. Yeah, so this is our graduate employability survey in 2021 by Universiti Malaya. So if you have a look at the statistics, so we have 5 departments. We have Kejuruteraan Awam, Kejuruteraan Bioperubatan, Kejuruteraan Elektrik, Kejuruteraan Kimia, and Kejuruteraan Mekanik. And after you complete our degree and with our degree certification, more than 85% of our graduates are being employed. Okay, so you can see, in fact, for electrical, we have 94% that is being employed. So this statistics is actually, this survey is done 6 months after the students have graduated. So that's just within the span of 6 months, we have 88, 85, 94, 88, and 87, which is a very good percentage, right? So most of our, this percentage is contributed by those who have started working, who are continuing their education, where there is also a salary that is involved. And then some of them are out for increasing their skills, meningkatkan kemahiran, and some of them have already attended interview and they are waiting for their placements, right? So if we break it down into different departments, so we have 5 departments, like I just mentioned just now. So if you look into our civil, biomedical, as well as electric, the very big chunk of the pie, if you notice, like 73%, 76, and 50, 67% is actually already working. And then we have a small percentage in higher education, continuing their studies, because they want to upskill, they like research, they want to continue and finish probably their masters and PhD, or maybe they want to finish their masters and then specialize into a certain area to start working in that area of interest. So they decide to continue their education. Some of our students actually secure scholarships, like Mombushu Japan scholarships, which pays you very well. In fact, just for you to do masters and PhD, the range is about 5,000 ringgit. So they choose to do higher education. Then you have upskilling. So some of them who feels like they want to get some skills in certain areas, so they also get into this HRDF fund and some programs that are also being provided by Universiti Malaya to increase their skills. So if you look at belum bekerja, that means they have not started working, the percentage has always been around 12 to like 15%. So these are for the first 3 departments, and if you look into the other 3 departments, the percentages are around the same. The employed are about 70%, and then the non-employed are about 12%. So mind you, this is just 6 months after they have graduated. So some students, they just want to stay home and travel, take a break for like between 3 to 6 months, and then they want to look for a job. So these people also contribute to that 12 to 15% that we have. So, and after 6 months, say about if we go down to a year plus, this 12% is definitely going to be probably down by 50%, right? So this is the rate that with the chemical, not only chemical, I'm so proud of my own chemical. It's just that too long being with chemical. But with engineering degree, and especially, and these are from you are guaranteed a job almost, right? 90%, yeah, right? So why not? Why not get a degree? So this is the breakdown of the salary. So if you look closer at the salary lines, so you have actually majority is falling between, this is for civil and bioperubatan. If you take a closer look, the higher one is about 10,000 ringgit, and then the average one is around between 3,000 to 4,000 kind of scale, and the lowest is about 1,005, and probably you have about 2,005 as well. So it's about the same for other degrees as well, other department, other course degrees as well. So the average has been always between 3,000 to 4,000, right? So so the again, we do have, if you are a fresh graduate, and then you do attract some employers, you still can also earn 10,000 as your starting salary. So I think in our country, you are a fresh graduate and then you're starting off with 10. That's really good. And when it's 10K, of course, not everyone can get it, right? So you have to have the skills of it. So in yes, we provide you. We don't only provide you the degree, the courses that you learn, but also the opportunity for you to upskill yourself, to also involve in some life learning activities. Courses, then you improve yourself in terms of soft skills, so that you're able to market yourself when you are out there, right? So this is the current scenario. In fact, now there's also a trend where our students are actually traveling abroad to work. Okay, so in fact, I have a few of my students who have just graduated, who just completed their final year projects. They have secured a job in Singapore, which is about 5,000 Sing dollar for a beginning, which is very, very good for undergraduates. So, and we also have students who have ventured into Paris, and then they post us photos. They thank us for sharing the knowledge with them, and then so they share with us how they are performing abroad. Some of them are in US. So how they get to be working there is that our degree, our engineering degree is accredited by Washington Accord. So you have this pool of countries actually worldwide that actually adopts this Washington Accord. So when you are in the pool of the country, so with the degree, you can actually work in different places. So like chemical engineering degree, you have iChemie accreditation. So with our degree, you can actually also do your further studies as well as find job in countries like UK, Australia, or the countries that adopts iChemie accreditation, right? Okay. So yeah, so that's the facts and statistics that we have got so far.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Zega, for the quite detailed explanation of the facts and figures there. Right. Okay, so talking about facts and figures, so we know that the graduates can actually deserve something better if they prepare themselves, right? Okay, so Dr. Zach, okay, what do you think the graduates should do, right, in order for them to secure a job? Not just graduate, or what the students should do in order for them to secure a job before or maybe after they have graduates.
All right. When it comes to the employability, it means that how employable you are in the eyes of the employer out there. I mean, of course, obvious thing that you have to look at is the skill itself. So it doesn't matter you are professional or the graduate. At the end of the program of the courses, you must target for a job. So that's the whole idea why you pursue your degree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, after the degree, it doesn't matter what you want to do, but after you get a certificate, the thing on the paper, you want to find a job.
Yeah, return of investment.
Yeah, return on investment, isn't it? So I have a certain list that I will show you later about how you can, take that in notes so that you can use it in the future to become employable or marketable, so that the people out there could reach you out. Okay, so now I will, if you can see from the slide. So the first thing about this, the skill is that. So the potential employer wanted to see how to say what you can do, how you do it, and who actually you are. So because the skill is actually definition about yourself. Okay, this is how differentiate you between others. And of course, when you're talking about the skill, why you need skill, which skill that suitable to you, your profession, and how you're gonna get to skill. Okay. Obviously, if you can see, there are a few points that I'll show over here, but this might seem normal, or you even heard about it before, but sometimes we try to, distracting our life about something not important rather than look at the important thing, isn't it? Or I could say procrastinating. Most of us, especially students, they know already what they should have, but they tend to, do something else. So I show you first thing about the skill set, and you can see a brief definition of the skill itself. So why it's important? Of course, it shows a certain level. Like for example, if you want to get a certain job, the employer will focus on what skill you have for certain job scope, for example, and which one. Like I can give you two type of skill. Generally speaking, soft skill and also hard skill. But also you have to tune into your specialization. Like for example, me myself as a civil engineering student before, and even in civil engineering, we have a branch of field. Like for example, if I want to become a design consultant, which skill I should acquire in order for me to get a certain job. Like for example, if I want to become a design consultant, so I must be good at software engineering. So while I'm doing my degree, I should set my mind, my focus to master on the software engineering courses, especially. If I want to become a site engineer, for example, so I will focus more into the construction management so that I could do the project on site smoothly, for example, according to my area. So actually, there's a lot of skill you should acquire, of course, interpersonal skill, as technical skill, but that one is we can, in more detail, it takes few days just to finish talking about the skill itself. So how to acquire that? How you can acquire it through skill? So that's why you are here, so that we as a university representative to to convince you. You heard that in the news nowadays, like more than 72% SPN school leaver doesn't want to pursue a degree or higher education level. So you want it or not, if you want to acquire a certain skill, you must go to the formal training. Like for example, in for degree 3 to 4 years. Okay, the knowledge is not enough. You need a skill to show the ability for you to perform something. Like
your TikTok, right?
like TikTok. Exactly, it's a skill. Yeah. To be honest, confidence level and everything is also coming from what we have. Content creation, the ability for you to think beyond what we taught in the class, for example. Okay. The second thing is this is I think one of the powerful things that I used to share to my viewers in TikTok and also during my class about self-study research. Sometimes we could ask as many as questions to our lecturers, our colleagues whatsoever, but you yourself must have kind of independent vibe. You have to, when you learn about something, normally when you go to the class, teacher will give you only a piece of fundamental knowledge, but you yourself as a person must immerse in one knowledge by doing independent study through open resources, the library. Like for example, if you want to get a job, even before finish your degree. Me before when I was doing my degree in I got the offer letter to job in the oil and gas company when I was in 8th semester, even before I finished my degree.
Right.
So everything is about advanced, self-study research. Even for my Erasmus Mundus European scholarship, I did it. I got it in semester 8 as well, even before I finished my degree. So
you have to be proactive.
Proactive.
You have to keep applying, looking for opportunities.
Exactly. Sometimes we have to look at the opportunity, not just waiting for opportunity to come us. The university provide you a platform, but you yourself have to be independent. Right? So that's the second point that I will share with you. This second thing about the creativity resume, like for example, if if you want to become a graphic designer after you finish becoming a graphic student, like your resume, how you present yourself a graphic designer student, like in engineering, we normally don't do a fancy resume, isn't it? We don't put so much colors or cartoon whatsoever, but we are preferring more into minimalist, like focusing on the skill, experience, problem, and also the solution. And even later, if you become a future student, or if you are a student at the moment, I would suggest you to update your resume every semester.
Okay, even the colors that you use in your resume.
Yes, the form.
Kind of colors, fonts.
Exactly, yeah.
But the line is very important.
Exactly, yeah.
So remember to take line. It's not just a resume. It's
True.
actually your power page
True.
for others to
True.
determine in 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because when you're sending your resume, the your potential employee have no clue about who you are.
Yeah.
So it's just going through a piece of paper. So you must make it creative, attractive as possible.
As much effort you put in TikTok also to your resume.
Exactly. So mentioning about the TikTok is coming to our fourth point, which is visibility.
Right.
So I show you example from one of the students that I found in LinkedIn. So this student actually presenting himself for applying for a job. It's like an online resume. Nowadays, it's not like our traditional tool resume based on a piece of paper. But nowadays, in your generation, it's more into a modern tool. You have LinkedIn, for example, to market yourself out there, not only focus on Malaysia, but also worldwide. You're just posting there 24 hours, everyone can view it. So you can see the social currency over there, that I think 12,000 likes, a lot of engagement through the comments, like even the potential employee as well could see him introduce himself based on his experience whatsoever. So this is kind of trick that you can have in order to promote yourself to get a job in advance. Okay, it's no longer just sending an email to the company. You can use LinkedIn as a best medium to get a job.
Actually, we don't have all this in our degree.
But we don't have it. We don't have it. So you must take this golden opportunity.
Yeah.
So your generation, have this modern tool, so you have to use it. And you can see on the right side, me myself in TikTok. So this is I'm not trying to show it off, but you can see that 30.6K. I mean, it's how I present myself as an academic. You know, share my experience, motivation. So social media now they no longer all about the entertainment. It's also you can share about your education, research, and slowly I think Dr. Jega and Dr. Fai, we have all the lecturers also must have a TikTok to promote research.
Yeah, for the
So-
visibility, yeah.
So this kind of thing, you can use it as a point of visibility.
Yeah, actually, you are trying to say here is that they're not just for entertainment, or I mean, if you're on TikTok and Facebook, it doesn't have to be a complete
True.
waste of time.
True.
It actually can be some informative sessions for you where you
True.
learn, you pick up, and then you use it in your
Exactly.
real life, right?
Exactly. And from this also you can learn from one another.
True.
Worldwide. Okay. And the last one is the flexibility. Often once we finish our studies, some people are lucky, some people are unlucky. If you're advanced enough, then you can get the job in advance. But if you're unlucky, don't just wait for the opportunity to come to you. For me, after you finish your degree, it's all about hunting, exploring, start a new venture. It doesn't matter have to fit in about what you have learned in the class. It's about your survival skill. You have to be flexible. If you get something, learn something. I mean, for example, one job which is not that fit in what you have learned before, try to get that skill. The skill doesn't matter. Like if you learn software engineering, you don't have to be a software engineer for a while. You can learn about the leadership skill,
Yeah.
teamwork skill, marketing, communication. Communication is very powerful. It doesn't matter what kind of job. Communication is one of the powerful skills you have to acquire because in order to excel in the real working environment, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, I think that's my point. I think that's more than enough about the employability, but you could do it from now on.
All right, okay. Dr. Zaid has talked a lot about skills. Dr. Zaid, what do you think the most important skill that the student should acquire during their student days?
Wow, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. I was just about to give you a story and then you hit the point. So like Dr. Zaid has elaborated, right? So we give you a degree. Yeah, we have classes. You're in a classroom. You're learning maths. You're learning physics and science. You're learning all these equations and all. Yeah. If you ask me back, if you're going to use it exactly in your working life, not necessarily. But what beside your knowledge, we call this knowledge. Beside that, what else that you learn also helps you. Also is the one that actually determines whether you can survive in the real life, right? So the most important, obviously, is the communication skills. So I have this example from an employer. He actually gave us this example. He actually had an intern to two students. One is a 4 flat and one is like about 3-pointer, right? So he gave a journal and he said, come back tomorrow and give me a review of it. So the 4-pointer came in and just gave a blank paper, blank A4, saying that I do not know what to do with it. I do not know why you want me to do this. So she just gave a blank paper. But as the other person, he tried. He can be wrong. Okay? He can also be right. But he just tried and he put in what he thought he knew. And obviously, ask yourself, who will you give the job to? Right? It's the effort you put in. It's the communication. I mean, you can be a 4 flat and then you still complain, I got 4 flat or I got straight A's and I don't get into something. Then go back to yourself. Do you have what it takes, what they want for a professional position or a professional degree? So this communication, we have courses that actually enhances communication. In fact, if you look into our students right from first year to the final year, every semester we have some laboratory courses that gives opportunity for the students to present, and they are graded. And then we give them comments, we tell them where to tinker themselves to improve. So when they do that, and we can actually see from first year to fourth year, they evolve, right? So if you choose not to take up a degree, not to be in an environment that can actually help you to build all these things, then who's going to help you? If you are someone who can build it on yourself, you are dedicated, you have this discipline, every night I'm going to study on my own to get my skills, fine, go ahead. But how many of us are like that? So the whole school system, the university system is there to mold the majority of us to be into someone who can learn how to live and how to face the real life, the challenges that we have in the real life. So when I say communication, it's not just what you speak, it's how you write, how you send email. Oh gosh, nowadays how people send emails. When I ask someone, can you please send me this? I ask the student, can you please send me this document? And they send me, no dear, no nothing, sent. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, I'm still your teacher, so I still like, okay, fine, students. But will your employer accept you if you have that sort of? I mean, from your point of view, I've sent you the document. I don't have to say much. But what happens to that email ethics? You know, dear doctor, as per your request, attached is the email. See, so these are things that you pick up. These are things that has to come from you that you want to learn. And how you mix with your friends, you know, different people. This is a whole school. University is the universe of, is a city of a big universe. So that's my own word. No, it's not in any dictionary, right? So it's literally a universe in the sense that you meet many different people, where you learn people and you learn how to work with them. And where do you get all these things? So if you are, I mean, no offense, but if you don't, no offense to any jobs without the degree. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to get into, I mean, there are news these days, right? You know, you want to be a rider, and you want to do like continue doing tuitions. You don't need a degree, and you can still earn a lot. Yes, you can earn, but how far do you go? What is the next step? You know. Yeah, so I think communication is for me is the key, and which is just not speech, also the written, and also your body language. Yeah, that's another thing.
True.
Yeah, your mouth can be saying something, and then your face can actually show off what you really feel. And trust me, body language is something that you can train to actually deliver your unspoken thoughts to people. Okay, these are all skills that we need.
Yeah, communication skills. Yeah?
Yeah, I could go and on and on. So I want to give Dr. Zach the chance.
Okay, anyhow, okay, so I think we got a lot of points from our first session, right? So regarding the facts and figures and the skills that the student need to acquire before their grades, right? Okay, we have a questions, okay, from our attendees, okay. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, you just drop in the chat box, okay, in the comments, or we will compile all the questions and we will answer this question at the end of each session. We have 3 sessions today, okay. So the first question that I just received: can I join engineering program from Foundation in Medical Science at MSU? Okay, I suppose this student is from MSU, Medical Science, and he or she did a Foundation in Medical Science. So can he or she join engineering program? So Dr. Jaya, do you know any answers on this?
Actually, as far as I know, we can join. Yeah, because it is based on our basic requirement. So we have these 3 science subjects, which are maths, physics. You need a grade B in maths and physics, and then we also accept bio and maths grade B. So from any foundation with such basic qualification, you can apply. Yeah, but do well, do more than 3, and join us.
All right, okay. So we also have a next question, okay. So this is quite interesting question actually. Which program engineering that can offer easier job? No, I'm sorry. Yang senang dapat kerja, which senang dapat kerja.
Well, to be honest, all the programs are great already. If you study in you know, there's going to be a high chance for you to get the job. Yeah, I'm not trying to promote my program, but even for the civil engineering, you know, we have many branches like geotechnical engineering, transportation engineering, structural engineering. So if you study even for one course, civil engineering, for example, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, even when I mention about anywhere, it can be local or abroad, according to the which type of business of the company. So.
Can I add on?
Yeah, sure.
So actually, I just showed you the statistics just now. So we have 90% plus of percentage of getting jobs. So all fields have got good chances where you get a job. So what is special about is that if we notice, we cover the width, we call it, not the depth. So when it's the width, that means if you notice, right, if we have mechanical engineering, we don't have mechanical separated into some other what should I say, specialization. So mechanical, just mechanical, which covers every part of mechanical. So that's what we call depth. Breadth. So when it's a wide coverage of subjects, so that allows you to actually to go for a wider range of positions. So for my chemical engineering, it really works well because we're just chemical engineering, so we're not diverted down to bioprocess or oil and gas. We're not into that that specialization. I'm not saying it's not good, but some positions seek specialization. But when you're from chemical engineering, covering the breadth, it actually allows you to get into a lot more industries which you couldn't think of, like food industry, food techs, quality control. Yeah, so this is the advantage of our degree. So to see what you like, see what you want to do. Do you want to play with wires and so on, or you want to play with chemicals? So you don't always play with chemicals in chemical engineering. I'm warning you. Or you want to play with engines.
True.
So see what you like.
I think instead of looking at which work is easier for you, look at which work is passionate. Your interest. You will enjoy that work rather than that.
That's true. Okay, we have a next question from Lau Yenni. Can I join Engineering with foundation in engineering from UTP? So I think this basically the same answer from the first question. Like you can actually join Engineering, provided that you have satisfied the requirement, the minimum requirement, which is CGPA at least 3.0, and the subject maths and physics should at least grade B, and also at least grade B in bio or additional mathematics. All right. Another one is regarding your English test, right? Okay. You should have, at least have band 3. But if you do not have band 3 before you apply, we can still give you an conditional offer, and you have to acquire the band 3 after you have actually enrolled in. Okay. Right. So make sure you have satisfies all the minimum requirement, and just heads up for you guys. Okay, the application for SATU engineering program is now open until the 17th of September.
So it's not too late, isn't it?
Yeah, not too late.
So if they miss the UPU, they still have another chance to get it. Come join us.
Just stay tuned. Okay, we will tell you on how you can actually apply for this SATU channel. Right. Okay. All right. I think that's all. Okay. Sorry. Let's have a last one. Okay, I think this is quite controversial. Is it easier to get a job as a graduate because the university is high ranking?
Okay, yeah, this is a very good question. Yeah, ranking is good, but ranking is not entirely for you. It's about getting a job is about you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be from a non-ranked university, but how you market yourself, how much you have developed yourself is good for you. Of course, with the ranking, when they see the resume, okay, this student is from high ranking, okay, let me give him a chance. So you will get your interview, high chances of getting it. Yes, this is a fact. But how you market yourself will guarantee you the job.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you, Dr. Jacob, Dr. Zed, for the first session. Okay, we will take a short break. Okay, and we'll meet again after 2 minutes. Right? 2 minutes, okay, and we will continue with our today's topic, which is can you have engineering degree guaranteed job. All right, guys, see you soon.
Macam mana korang sebut perkataan ni? Sini ada beberapa jawapan. Jom kita tengok video ni.
Hai. Macam mana awak sebut ni?
UMCCed. UMC.
Hai. Macam mana awak sebut ni?
UMC.
UMCCed.
UMCCed.
UMCCed. UMCCed.
UMCCed. Oh, UMCCed.
Dia boleh jadi dua jawapan. UMCCed ataupun UMCCed.
UMCCed.
Macam mana nak sebut perkataan ni?
UMCCed.
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 Betul lah tu.
UMCCed.
UMCCed.
UMCCed. Apa? UMCCed. UMCCed.
Dah tengok kan? Macam jawapan yang korang bagi kan? Sebenarnya jawapan yang betul adalah UMCCed ataupun UMCCed. Jadi sebut betul-betul tau. Kalau tak nanti kena marah. Bye.
Alright, okay, we are back with today's webinar, Can Engineering Degree Guarantee a Job? So here we are with our special guest, Dr. Zach and Dr. Jega, right, from the Engineering Faculty of Universiti Malaya. Just as a reminder to our viewers, right, the attendance form link for the certificates of attendance will be given out 10 minutes before the webinar ends. So be sure to stay until the end. Right? Okay, guys. Okay, to recap on our first session on the facts and figures. Okay, the students need to have some skills. Okay, some skill sets they have to prepare themselves before they graduate, and also what are the current situation of engineering graduates. Okay. So moving on to the next topic, which is employability of engineering graduates in okay, particularly in the Faculty of Engineering. Okay, so what does provide? Okay, what does provide? Okay, Dr. Zach, can you explain more what actually does provide to their students, so that the student can actually secure a job? Before that, sorry, actually we have a question actually from who can swear? Okay. We will answer that question later on the Q&A session. Okay, is there any other way to apply? We'll answer that later. So just make sure to stay tuned, right? Okay. Moving back to the question, Dr. Zach, sorry. What does actually provide for the student to guarantee them to have a job?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bai. So there are a few points that I would like to share with you how university in University play a big role to ensure employability to their future graduate. Maybe later Dr. Jega can share based on your experience, as well. So the first thing I want to share with you is the diversity in courses. Like we do have a lot. This is just a few examples based on my program. But in itself, at the faculty, they do provide a lot of courses just to help students to equip themselves with many type of the skill for their future employability. So, for example, like in the Faculty of Engineering, we have the Integrated Design Project, IDP. I think Dr. Bai is as coordinator. Final year project, FYP, more about the research, what you have learned throughout your 3 to 4 years degree, and you have to combine it in one book, for example, how you conduct a certain research methodology, for example. So in FYP, language courses, we have elective courses. You join for example, if you join at the Faculty of Engineering, you don't have to deal everything about the engineering, isn't it? It's boring, isn't it? You can learn French, you can learn Italian, you can learn Spanish, Portuguese, many courses according to your, future need, maybe,
You can also learn farming, right? Agriculture.
Agriculture, why not? As related courses, and social engagement as well. So this kind of the courses is actually university step to help you so that you become a marketable or employable graduate in the future. And also, not only about the courses, it's also the university, the college, faculty, even in the university, provide a student club. In the civil engineering, for example, we have University of Malaya Institution of Civil Engineer student chapter, I see, which is linked to the industry. So instead of having in the classroom experience, we also bring students out there, to see what's really happening out there in terms of the site construction, what they really do out there instead of what we had learned from the books. And also from the chemical engineering, they have a chemical engineering undergraduate club, CEUC. In electrical and electronic, we have Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, University of Malaya student branch. So student club is actually university initiative, faculty initiative for students to expose themselves with the real working environment out there. Thing that I could add on is also industrial training. You know, we have like maybe 10 weeks industrial training as well. So after the third year, yeah. So also recently have an industrial collaboration with the industry. So we call the expertise who dealing with the industrial work out there to join. We call it Elite at So they come here, spend maybe 6 to 9 hours per week to teach our students based on the industrial perspective. So this kind of there are many more little things that university and faculty do to help graduate to become employable in the future. So yeah, maybe Dr. Jacob, add something or Dr. Faiz.
So this elite program is very interesting because sometimes we just students just read in the book and you can't really visualize right what happens in the industry. So when these people from industry when they come in, we actually expose to them what we teach them, and then they put the when they actually share their knowledge, they put what has been learned into practice, and that becomes very interesting. So you get to relate your classroom to the actual industry environment. So we are preparing them towards being able to work in the industry. And also get your passion fired up to say, oh, maybe I want to produce soap, or maybe I want to produce petrol. So,
yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, so talking about academic programs that faculty of engineering offers to the students. Okay, so what the students should do in order for them to acquire the skills that the academic program they actually offer to them. So what they should do for them to obtain this kind of skill from the programs?
Meaning to say how they should involve themselves in the activity. Oh, all right. Actually, in Universiti Malaya, we actually have actually it's not this slide. It's the GE slide. Yeah, right. So we have a slide for you that I want to share with. Do we have that?
We're currently working on it.
All right. Okay. So actually, Universiti Malaya have put in quite a number of experiences, a lot of effort in trying to expose students to skills, because we do receive from these industries that are what we are teaching in classroom does not match them and so on. So one of the programs that we actually have is that KPT CAP grants. So we have this KPT CAP stands for KPT is Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi, and then we have CAP is a career advancement program. So what this KPT CAP does is that when we have due to COVID, a lot of students were finding it difficult to get into the job market. So what they did is that they provided us grant in certain areas, so that we can actually train these students so that they can be catered to the industry. So some of the areas that was focused on was like AI, because now we have AI and data and all. So we have quite a big grant that was obtained. So we use that to train the students for AI, and then we also have some training programs in Proton where they send students to get experience. So through the grant we pay them, and then we get them skills in order for the industry to absorb them. Yeah, so this is one of the activities that we have. Besides that, we also have this program where we give chances to our undergraduate students during their breaks and all to work within our UM. So they can have placements in our administrations and so on. Then we give them throughout their semester breaks and all. So we do pay them, and then they get to be involved in our activities and in our daily chores, and then if they like it, they can actually continue to be employed. And actually being exposed to what we do actually creates a sense of belonging to the students as well. So your semester breaks and all. Of course, you can fly out to Venice. You can fly out to Los Angeles. But still, there can be some of you who are interested or who wants to improve your skills. So UM has a lot of this graduate employability and career opportunities. Okay, so in fact, we have a body and we have a unit in which is run by a few of our staffs, which focuses particularly on this graduate employability and career. Can we move the slide? The next slide. Yeah, so this is our unit, and we have the activities that we have under the unit. Can you see the other activities? Right. So yeah. Okay. So if you can see the slides. Okay. So the colorful areas, circles that you have. Okay. Those are the activities that we focus on in UM. Yeah. So so we have grants from KPT, like I mentioned, the KPT CAP. And then we also have the attachment in PTJs, like how just mentioned, where during the semester break you get to attach in UM, work with the staffs and get some experience. Even if you are not employed outside, you get some experience inside. And then in your curriculum itself, we also have some courses which can actually build yourself, like some research projects and so on. And research writings, where I say writing is important, so you build yourself. And there are also some other hands-on activities in those projects, so you can actually choose the activity that you want to be involved. And then we also have part-time and full-time working opportunities in UM. This one sometimes when we have grants, the lecturers has grants, and then they need some small work to be done. So the students are actually exposed to, are given the opportunity to do these works while being paid. So these are all additional skills that you actually, garner besides your degree program. Right, so have I covered all? So we also have that beautiful orange color programs organized by this graduate employability and career unit. So this is the one like the unit, the elite program, as well as we also have a lot of career fairs that we have, and open days, and then you get to meet employers and you get to give your resumes in order for you to be exposed to the requirement of the industry. Then you learn what you don't have, and like Dr. Zach just mentioned, you go out, be proactive to pick up what you want to learn. So when you put, of course, giving your resume and then giving a very professional one will be very helpful. But with career fairs, if you put yourself forward and they're able to see you, you may be able to grab the opportunity, and then and you're actually one step ahead. I mean, even before you finish, even in your second year, third year, you can go out and market yourself. So self-marketing, I call that, which is an important skill that is being exposed to, and the students are being exposed to. In fact, I have some experience where I have students in chemical engineering, right? So every year usually they start in second year, because first year they're still getting to know the universities, getting to know friends and all. The second year onwards, they get used to the campus and all. So I have students who worked in Schlumberger for 3 months. The break they have, instead of going to US, or going for vacation. I'm not against US. So I'm talking about Disneyland. So instead of just having vacations and all, no harm. But besides that, they also go to Schlumberger. And then she said when she finished her attachment for like that 2.5 months, the break, right? She got an iPad. The iPad that she was working on, they just give it to her, So these are perks, interesting perks. Yes. And then in her third year, she also got into that third year. You have industrial attachment. So she got into a good place as well. I think she went abroad, and after she finished, she was able to secure a job because she has a good track record of always accumulating skills during her holidays.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it is interesting to highlight to the student. We have mobility programs in our department. I mean, our faculty. Can you explore more on that mobility programs.
Oh yes, yes. All right. Oh, this is an interesting one. So not just for students, actually, it's also for us. Everyone likes traveling. Again, it's vacation again. So you can still go for vacation while collecting some experiences. Meeting people and then being in a different culture. So we have lots of summer programs. Yeah. So organized by university itself. So for now, for COVID, for some reason it's online. Previously we used to travel, and then you are also. Not just the university provides you the opportunity, which means to say you apply yourself. If you manage to secure it, the university gives you that 6 months break for you to spend some time in other universities. And then if you, let's say you are in a second year chemical engineering and then you attach yourself of second year chemical engineering in, let's say, in a country that also has this IChemE accreditation, let's say UK or let's say Australia. So when you come back and you have the same subject on the same second semester, you can actually do credit transfer. So you don't have to sit for that again. So what you get out of it, you don't go there just to study. You go there to learn their culture, to live in their culture, to communicate. So these are exposures that you can actually get through these summer internships as well as some camps.
Right. Okay, do you want to explore more about the career support that the university provides to the students?
Yeah, sure. So the career supports are mainly on, like I mentioned, we have, I think twice a year we have career fairs right in the university. Yeah, so we have our friend industries as well as new friend industries.
Yes.
So those friend industries means we do have, we sign memorandums, okay, so we have collaborations, existing collaborations with universities, and then they also committed to employ some of our students. So we have our collaborating industries as well as newly interested parties who come and participate. So these students, they can be in second year, third year, fourth year, even first year, trying to look for internship, and then later on trying to build on to their industrial training and then working. Right, so you can actually but again, no one is going to hold your hand and take you there. You have to.
We have to proactive. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the key word. So you have to be proactive. Take time during your lunchtime, within the breaks of your classes. You go in and then you meet them. Just meet them, chat with them. Even if you're not ready, so what are your requirements if I want to join you after my degree? And that gives you the time, the information, as well as the time to plan how to prepare yourself. A lot of universities, in fact, I read an article recently on media. It says that 50% of industries, the one that participated in the survey, 50% of that industry actually have opportunities for fresh graduates. So I mean, when you say fresh, they only want. When we generally say industries just want experience, yeah, So it may not be entirely true, right? So we have 50% of our industries who has placement for fresh graduates. They're willing to train fresh graduates. Okay, so you have management trainees. So of course, when you are trainers and someone is putting in effort to train you, you can't expect to be paid 10,000. So you of course you go in and then you also have to leverage your income in terms of the training that they're giving you that will actually build you up.
And mentioning about the salary, most of the students are complaining they get the low salary after the graduation. Of course, you look back at your resume. When you mention about the skill itself, if you put that as a beginner, like nowadays the private one, they put scale 1 to 10. Like if you have a scale 3 out of the 10, how the employer can pay you more than expected? It's all back to your skill. If you have that skill and experience, skill for the fresh graduate, of course you can negotiate with the employer that I have the skill, that why don't you increase my salary whatsoever. So for me, instead of complaining about getting this low salary, how about focusing on the certain skill? I mean, sometimes the lecturer, not necessarily to mention what you have to do. You yourself have to be proactive, Even me myself went back to, a few years ago when I was in second years, I already got an interview. I supposed to do my internship during my third year, but I do it in advance during my second years. Even though I didn't get the job, that's okay, because I just want to learn the process to improve myself, confidence level, how I see, how I do my resume, I write my resume. This I'm telling about, become professional.
True. Actually, that reminds me what I did as well. So when I was, not yet graduated, but then about that, I just applied,
Yeah.
and then I just attend interviews so that I beat my fear.
True.
It's not necessarily getting the job.
No.
As many interviews as I can, related, not related, I still want to know what they ask me,
Yes.
whether I'm able to answer, whether my resume is attractive
True.
enough. So these are skills. Nobody teaches you in
No,
classroom.
yeah.
Yeah, but being in a university setting,
Yes.
being in an environment, not just university, being in a higher education system, apart from school, after your SPM, being in a higher education system can actually give you this exposure, make you think in this manner. So this is what we are trying to sell you, not just the certificate. What the cost, the fees that you pay for the course is not just your certificate, but it's this environment and this way of thinking, it's the paradigm shift that we are actually providing you.
True, you need a platform, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, other than soft skills, do UM provide any hard skill, upskilling training for the students?
Yeah, like we just mentioned just now, we focus on AI and software developments, software related skills, because now a lot of our working environment, the industry is dependent on softwares. So we have new softwares every day. We have something new coming out every day. So we give training, like even on Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. A lot has changed from the day it started to now. There's a lot, like Excel can actually do what MATLAB can do. So if you know MATLAB is the simplest programming that we can that is taught in UM, but Excel can as well do that. So we actually give trainings on all these things, and then if there are courses like we have like SPSS, statistics, then we have AutoCAD, which is an integral skill for a chemical engineer. So we do teach in classes, and we also give additional exposure for students who requires. You have any in mind that you have attended before?
When I was I did a lot when I did even when I was in PhD, I mean abroad, there's a lot of this skill, but now today you don't have to rely 100% on the university. University does provide this kind of training, but open sources, come on, like YouTube. If you don't know about some certain software, you can always open it 24 hours. It's all about how you want to improve yourself and make yourself employable in the future.
So it's proactive again.
Proactive, it's all about self-research. And if you wanted to join UM, you must have that kind of aptitude,
Yeah, true. So our students are competitive.
Very.
Yeah, very. So you have to build yourself, but don't worry, fret not if you don't have it now. So the whole setting will actually build you up for that.
Yep, that's true. I'm talking from my experience. I'm not graduating from UM. I'm from the Japanese universities.
Right.
So the language, of course, is in Japanese. So you either you want it or not, you have to face the real world.
Yeah, imagine.
You have to break your own wall.
Yeah.
Just to speak Japanese, make friends in Japanese as well.
So you are a Japanese specialist now.
Yeah, you might
Okay,
say
for
so.
that.
So it depends on the user actually, the student itself. Okay. Okay. So we have a few questions from the audience. Okay. I think that's all for our session for the second session, right? Okay. Regarding a question from Hu Kenswen, okay. Is there any other way to apply for degree at UM other than via UPU? Okay, Dr. Zaid, do you want to answer that?
Oh, of course, we do. We do have we save the last for the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Don't worry, stay tuned. Later on, I will share you in detail about how you can apply, join UC Malaya, especially Faculty of Engineering. But also, you can log on to the UMCCed at www.umcced.edu.my to know more about our open channel, which is Saluran Terbuka Universiti Malaya SATU. Detail I will explain further later on.
So diploma graduates can also still apply, so
Yes.
they can have some almost up to 50% of credit transfer. That means you could have finished certain subjects and it may match our subjects.
Yes.
So they can also join our program for engineering. So So again, log on to
www.umcced.edu.my.
Okay, all right. I think that's answered the question from Oracle Fox Dixon. Okay. Good evening. As a graduate with a diploma in mechanical engineering from Polytechnic, is it possible to enroll in UM? And does it offer credit transfer? So yes, we did answer the question. Okay, you can actually transfer your credits up to 50%, right? Right, 50%
Overlapping.
All right. Okay, so move on to the next question from Ian. Hi, may I know what are the top engineering courses jobs nowadays?
Are we going to fight over here?
Mechanical fight with chemicals, with civil.
Right. Actually, like we mentioned, okay, we have shown you the statistics. They all stand an equal chance of 85% and above to get a job. But again, the field is becoming competitive. So it's not just our degree, it's not just the soft skills, it's also the hard skills that you just mentioned, right? So you have to also upgrade yourself with some AI knowledge. Yeah, some AI knowledge. Additional, these are additional. We do have, in fact, we do have these claims that university doesn't provide the courses which are relevant to industry. But actually, from the university point of view, every 3 to 5 years, we actually review our courses. We get opinions from industries, and then we add in elements that are required by the industry. So now, in fact, our courses also teaches you some parts of AI and big data. And we also have inserted more softwares into our teaching. So of course, we only have 14 weeks of teaching you, so we can introduce you to the software, but to be the beginner, master, and expert, it is in your hands. So you pick that up, and then like Dr. Zach mentioned, you have this free YouTube, you have Oracle, Microsoft Azure, you have a lot of free platforms, Coursera. In fact, UM have our own platform as well, Future Learn. So it's free for our students. A lot of courses are free. So you have to pick that up and make yourself marketable. So it's not which job, which degree. Yeah, all are important. That's why they are still here. That's why we are still offering, because we need all this area of engineering. But the cherry, you need to have some cherries.
Great. Okay, right. Okay, I think this will be the last question for this session. Okay, how long is the internship period in UM engineering program, and is it enough to get familiar with the industry?
So normally in UM, in the Faculty of Engineering, we have 10 weeks minimum of internship, but you can prolong maybe 1 or 2 weeks. So what we have over here, we don't like some other university, they do like 6 months in it, but for us, it only do minimum 10 weeks for the internship programs.
So the idea of this 10 weeks is that we have a lot of questions why you do 10 weeks and some other people do 3 months and all. So the 3 months, they are trainers, they're trained for certain skills, and then they go into that training, and then they're probably being absorbed. So for an university degree is that to give them environment, okay, more of the environment and applying some of their skills, but not, I mean, like if you go for internship, doesn't necessarily you become the expert. No, you get the feel of it, and then we have certain criteria, program achievements, where you're looking at like your soft skills, working with colleagues, working in the environment, safety, and applying your knowledge. So that kind of thing. So you won't be an expert in 10 weeks, yes.
Obviously, isn't it? But actually, you can also experience to be an engineering students, one engineer. One day, right? We actually are having a carnival at Faculty of Engineering, which is will be on 11th September. This coming 11th September 2022. Okay, we'll be having an engineering at UM Open Day. Okay, save the date and join us, first. Okay.
So this 11th September, we have our staffs around explaining to students, so they can ask as many questions as they want.
Yes, and you can also experience to be an engineering graduates for a day. Students, sorry, not graduates.
And of course, you can meet us in person.
Okay, all right, okay. I think that's all for this session. Okay. Before we go to the next session, okay, we'll get into a short break. And before the break, okay, I would like to introduce you to one of our Faculty of Engineering graduates from the SATU channel, Mr. Shankar. Okay, we will show you a short video on Mr. Shankar's experience on the SATU and also Faculty of Engineering. Okay, see you in 2 minutes. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Hi, my name is Shankar. I've graduated from Chemical Engineering, University of Malaya last year. I'm currently working as a process engineer in Dialogue Group Berhad. First of all, I would like to thank the Chemical Engineering Department for giving me this opportunity to share a little bit on today's webinar. So, can Engineering degree guarantee you a job? Short answer, yes. Everyone in my batch has obtained a job. Some even before finishing their final exams. There's undeniably a little bit of delay since we're still experiencing the pandemic and everyone is still adjusting themselves, but there is still a lot of career opportunities all year round, depending on the field and the locations you're interested in. This year, I'm seeing more opportunities in all engineering fields, and I'm sure in future there will be more opportunities. So why did I choose for my undergraduate studies? So that would simply be because has one of the highest rankings, both worldwide and in Malaysia, with a lot of facilities. So if you do a little bit of survey, you may find many years of distinguished graduates and alumni making impacts in various fields. And that is what has mainly inspired me to join for my chemical engineering degree. But make sure to do a little bit of research because chemical engineering isn't just chemistry. Speaking to experience, the chemical engineering degree in is designed in such a way where a versatile graduate is produced, which is at the end of the day what most employers are looking for. The academic structure gets you involved in various fields that are in demand of today's industry, and you have the advantage of also taking electives that you're interested and you wish to excel in. The lecturers and technicians in the chemical engineering department are also supportive and approachable, and they're very well experienced. Most of them have industrial experiences and they have great connections with the industry from various fields. You will also be assigned to an academic advisor where you're able to discuss and confide in and obtain advice from time to time. The facilities are there for you to explore. You may even want to conduct your own experiment with the department's permission, and you may also want to be in part of a research team where you're able to produce something impactful for the society and maybe even the industry. However, I must say students generally have to put effort both academically and non-academically that produces a full-fledged graduate that the industry actually demands for. Study well, definitely. There are a lot of opportunities for you to take part in various co-curricular activities, societies, and clubs. You have to build your soft skills from there, be it in leadership, communication, time management, and team player. It gives you a better edge during interviews where you have a good and strong co-curricular background. You may want to be able to explain your experiences dealing with various people, situations, because this is what the industry is actually like. So in conclusion, I would say I did not regret my decision to pursue my chemical engineering degree in It has certainly given me and the rest of my batch the opportunity to build ourselves to what the industry wants and to eventually secure a reputable job in the industry. Thank you and have a nice day.
Apa beza antara UM dan UMCCed? Korang mesti dah tahu kan? UMCCed merupakan pusat tanggungjawab Universiti Malaya. Maksudnya, kami bawah tanggungjawab Universiti Malaya. Tapi, kami berotonomi sendiri. Ramai yang tanya, UMCCed ni swasta ke? Silap tu. Kami bukan swasta tau.
Okay, right. So we are back again with today's webinar. Can you have engineering degree, a guaranteed job? Okay, here we have our special guest again, Dr. Zach and Dr. Jacob. All right, okay, from the engineering faculty of Universiti Malaya. So just as a reminder to our viewer, all right, the attendance form link for the certificates of attendance will be given 10 minutes before the webinar ends. Okay, so be sure to stay until the end. Right. So in our first session and second session, we have talked about what the skill set they have the student needs to prepare themselves, what kind of offer and support, what kind of support that UM provides to the students. Okay. For these sessions, okay, we will talk about our programs in specifically in the Faculty of Engineering on how you can actually get into our programs. Okay. It is not still too late actually, right? Okay. Although the UPU, the Saluran Perdana has ended, okay, has closed, but we actually still have another loophole.
Something interesting.
Something interesting, yeah, right. Okay, you can actually still apply for our course programs in UM and especially in the Faculty of Engineering. Okay, so I would like to invite Dr. Zach to present the programs, SATU programs to SATU channel, sorry, SATU program, SATU channel to our audience, right?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fai. Back to I think one of the questions from our participant just now, what another platform to, join UM apart from Saluran Perdana, UPU. So I will tell you detail on that, but before that, I will share with you a bit about the UM profile and also what Faculty of Engineering courses offers for you. And also later on, I will share about you the Saluran Terbuka SATU. Okay. So UM itself, this is more or less the overview what we have now. Approximately we have a 20,000 undergraduate, and now according to current data, and then 9,000, which is bringing it in total approximately 29,000 students now studying UM. So also we have a 14 faculty, 2 academia, and also 4 research cluster. So in UM, we have, like I mentioned just now, we have 14 faculty, 2 academies, 2 academic centers, 3 institutes, and 4 research clusters. So we have many divisions in Universiti Malaya. So now it's only up to you which division you want to join in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting question, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because through this channel, you can apply to any program that you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
So unlike the UPU, the Saluran Perdana, you are not entitled to choose any program that you want, but through the SATU channel, you can choose any program you want. Okay, that's it.
Exactly.
Does that mean you can apply more than one? Is it? That means if I want to go into engineering, accountants, and then law suddenly, so I can apply to any?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can apply to any.
Right. Okay.
Yes. But of course, we want to invite you to join our Faculty of Engineering. That's why we're here today. Later on, I will tell you more about the Faculty of Engineering courses. So engineering at Universiti Malaya. So if you can see from the slide, this is our current faculty management with our leader, our dean, Professor IR Dr. Karudin Dimyanti, along with our Timbalan Dekan and also our head of department for each of our divisions.
Yeah, so we are not there yet. But you will meet our student affairs deputy dean if you come into SATU, because he handles undergraduate students.
Yes, exactly. And later on, we will be having a open day in 11 September. You can also meet our faculty management to, enclose, then
we are
person.
friendly people,
We are friendly people, exactly. So
when is the open day again?
11 of September, isn't it? 11th of September, yeah.
Save the date. Join us.
Yeah, don't forget. According to the data as well, we have roughly 93.7% local students and 6.3% undergraduate student. And for the postgraduate studies, we have around 64.4% local student and 35.6% undergraduate, international student. And the academic staff, of course, we try to get our expertise here. The staff who join UN, of course, from the best. You can see from the academic background, they are from local, international, from the industrial background. We have a very strong academic staff over here, along with the support staff as well. So roughly, we have around 149 academic staff, including professors, SATU professors, and also lecturer and senior lecturers. Okay, so maybe us will be, as a professor or professor.
We target to that. So we start off as senior lecturers for you students. So we start off as, after you finish your PhD, we start off as senior lecturers. So we target to be the professor.
Exactly. And for the undergraduate program, we have 5 degree offers: Bachelor of Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Chemical Engineering, and also Bachelor of Biochemical Engineering. And at the same time,
Biomedical, that was. Biomedical.
Biomedical Engineering, sorry. And alongside, we have a postgraduate program, which is PhD in Engineering Science, Master in Engineering Science, Master of Mechanical Engineering, Master of System Engineering, and also Master of Safety, Health, and Environmental Engineering. So, but of course, today we are focused on our undergraduate program. So that's why we really invite you for our open day soon, so that you can know further about what actually inside the program. So now I'm just sharing you the surface.
In fact, after their undergraduate program, they have a special entrance requirement for postgraduate program. So
True.
if you're from UM, you have some special entrance to the postgraduates as well.
Exactly. You can pursue your master or your PhD.
Correct.
Of course. Okay, this is the one I would like to share with you about the open channel, Universiti Malaya Open Channel, or Saluran Terbuka Universiti Malaya, SATU. So this is the channel apart from the UPU. UPU is the common one, Saluran Perdana. So this is special channel for you out there. So a brief about this program is SATU is actually offered for local graduate.
Right.
So means that less competition. If you open for the international one, because in SATU we do have a quota as well. Even in the Faculty of Engineering, roughly I guess about 100 students. So it's like first come first serve. So right now we don't take many many students to taking care of our quality
Do you have to go
standard.
through interview after the application?
So you just need to send your qualification, and I believe within the 5 working days, they're gonna decide either you are qualified or not according to your minimum requirement.
Right.
So it's fast
Track.
track.
Faster than
Faster,
UPU.
yeah. So UM now is no longer a dream. It's dream come true. So the opportunity, the alternative, like I mentioned just now, for those who actually unsuccessful, if you unsuccessful getting the UPU, and of course you can choose a degree program wherever you want. You want to study what? Civil engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, or biomedical engineering. It's your desire will be fulfilled.
Genie.
We are genie in the
Engineering
bottle.
genie.
Yeah, but remember, we do have a quota, roughly 100. So first come first serve.
So 100 is like for all courses included, isn't it? For the
Yes.
5 courses.
Yes. Yeah, so first come first serve. So apply now. So just now, Dr. Pai, when is the deadline for the SATU program?
17th of September.
September. So yeah. The entry requirement for the SATU program for the A level, as you can see, at least a grade B for mathematics and physics, and grade B at least for one of the following subjects, either further mathematics, chemistry, or biology, or a diploma in the same field related to engineering program, apply with at least CGPA 3.5. And for the English level, obtain MUED Band 3.
Right. So the at maths, chemistry, and biology is either one.
Either one, yeah.
But
Yeah.
maths and physics is a must.
Yes.
Right?
As long you meet the minimum requirement, inshallah your place will be secure. But bear in mind, it's all based on the quota.
Right.
Okay.
So just 100 seats.
Yes. Okay. So this is a brief about the Saran Terbuka SATU and why UM. Why you have to go to join UM? We know already. UM is, I'm not trying to.
No, we have
But
benefited.
We have benefit. You know why
Yeah.
UM. So you know that UM is the best university in Malaysia, number one. So and also according to the QS World University Ranking 2022, now placed at 70s and 8 as well. And you can see me face over there as a model. So even in the best ranking in the Asia University ranking.
Yeah, I can see our deputy dean there.
Yes, exactly. So if you join UM, it's also like a world-class university.
Right.
Even in Malaysia, so you don't have to go abroad for it.
Yeah.
If you study UM, you can get that first-hand,
Experience
of world-class university. And our program is accredited by Engineering Accreditation Council (EAC). So all of the courses according to their standard.
Right.
So we don't like blindly do according to what we want to do. All refer to our EAC or Engineering Accreditation Council.
Right. Just to add on that, so because we are accredited by EAC, and then so after our 4 years of degree, we can actually register ourselves in Board of Engineers Malaysia, which then once you're registered, you're actually a graduate member. Then you can work on for like 3 years and above. You can actually apply for professional engineer, which carries the title of IR. And then obviously it will give you a jump on your career prospect, and of course money.
So you as future graduate must aim for that, isn't it? Like I used to say to my students, so if you want to become an engineer, don't become a normal engineer. Become something else, like professional engineer. Be more than that. Exactly. Like Dr. Jega as well, also IR, professional engineer.
Managed to get my professional.
You see? Okay. Also, in terms of the engineering itself, we are ranked 45, ranked at the 45 for engineering and technology, based on the QS World University Ranking 2022. For the electrical engineering department, ranked at 50. For the mechanical, 109. For the chemical engineering, ranked at 65. And for the civil engineering, ranked between 51 to 100 ranking in the world by subject, of course. And apart from that, we do have a very good facility as well. So around 175 laboratory equipment, to cater to our undergraduate students. So
just for the 5 degree programs,
yes,
175 laboratories, right?
Exactly.
So how does these students get exposed to these laboratories?
So normally at a certain semester, certain years, after they learn the theoretical part in the courses, we bring them to the labs to hands-on, so that they can see exactly what they learned in the class. To try something, like for example, like the brief. So we learn everything in theoretical in the class. So in the laboratory, we teach them exactly what it should look like practically, apart from the theoretical one. So this is in terms of the civil engineering. And also, we do have a heavy lab structure as well for the research, for master, to cater for master and PhD program. And also the lecture hall, we have around 175 lecture room and hall. Of course, this is like your dream as well, right? To be in the lecture hall. Even we before, you've seen a lot in the television, and you yourself, you want to. That's why we invite you to join the university, so that, like the Jega mentioned about, to experience the environment, apart from studying,
Like we have not seen Dewan Kuliah in schools, right?
No.
Have you seen Dewan Kuliah? It's like a staircase going down, and then you sit in a row. There's like 200, 300 students in a class.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen in a classroom.
Yeah. And now we're back to the physical teaching and learning.
Right.
So
it's more fun.
More fun. Okay, so apart from that, we of course in the Faculty of Engineering, we are really engaged with our industrial partners. Like you can see a list of those, the UVM, Petronas. Even in our courses, like we mentioned about the ED program, we invite a speaker coming from the industry to give, in depth about the knowledge based on the industrial perspective. So this is one of our, initiatives so that our future graduate equipped with this kind of skill. It's like they are not good only in terms of the theoretical, but good in terms of practical skill as well.
Right, getting the exposure, isn't it?
Exactly.
In fact, a lot of our alumni who are in the industries also put in the effort to do the sharing with our students, sort of giving back to the society.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah. So apart from this industrial training, this kind of thing that we do to help our future graduate. So of course, join Universiti Malaya, join Faculty of Engineering, Universiti Malaya.
Engineering.
Okay. So far that is more or less about saran terbuka our channel at the Faculty of Engineering, Universiti Malaya.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Zach. Okay, can we take some moment to answer this question from the students? Okay, sure. Right. So we have some questions from the students. Okay, is URAN, the tuition fee for SATU still the same as UQ?
Okay, URAN for SATU is still the same as application. For the UPU application, we still have the URAN. So is it for the URAN of application or URAN of the course?
I think this is more to the cost, right? If I'm mistaken.
Cost,
Yeah,
right?
the cost.
Okay, the URAN for the cost, of course, when you apply through UPU, we are 90% supported by the government, right? But through SATU, it's fully borne by the applicant, by the candidate. So you will be actually paying the 100% of the amount.
Okay, all right. Okay,
And also in your first year, your accommodation cost is not included. Sort of we like give you something free. So we give you 1 year of college accommodation so that you get the feel of it. Our colleges, we have 12 colleges. So I think college 10, 11 and 12 are more newer compared to the other colleges, but it can be old, but the college experience. College is actually residential college. In UM, we call it college. So they can give you a myriad of experience living with friends.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is from Honorable Nixon. The same question, basically. Can you explain the difference in fee structure for UP and UMCCed? And the next one is any financial assistance for the UMCCed intake?
UMCCed intake.
I think this is about the SATU program. Any financial assistance?
We don't. If you have the answer.
so actually we don't exactly have the financial support, but we do have open scholarships like PTPTN, MARA, and also JB, and also maybe you can find from based on the company as well. They do a lot of that, but
right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we have a lot of scholarship by the companies as well, like Lotte, Daihatsu,
UEM,
UNW and so on. So you can apply for any scholarship because the cost is exactly the same.
Yes.
Right. So you will be exposed to the same level of education. So there's no biasness to you.
Okay, all right. So the next question from the same person. Okay, does university ranking affect student employability?
It's a good question, and we understand why you're worried about it, right? It will be biased for us to say that just because you're from the best university, so we want to employ you. So that as an employer, if you're from the best university, so I will have the employer will have a certain criteria that they believe the students will meet. So like I mentioned in our earlier segment, if you apply if you are a Universiti Malaya student, you do stand a very high chance of getting the interview. You stand a very high chance. But when you get in there, if you are able to nail it, if you are able to market yourself by being proactive, by equipping yourself with certain knowledge, definitely you will get the job. You can get the job, right? But so just with our certificate, it will guarantee you interview of opportunity, but to get the job again, it's you.
True.
Right?
True.
So when employers are looking for employees, they won't just oh, this is I want everyone from and I don't want from other universities. No one is like that. The ranking is good, but it's not a guarantee because it's highly dependent on the individual personality.
And based on my personal experience, some company does come to university look up for our own graduate.
Yes.
And for me, that's an advantage. I'm not trying to tell you, but that's an advantage. Some company come to the itself to hire our graduate because they know that.
They pick the creams even before they
Yeah,
finish.
why not? We always, choosing the best credit. Why not? Even me, based on my personal experience, studying in opened me with a lot of doors. That I got the scholarship from the European government. I got the scholarship for my PhD. It's all, I think, coming from this university in Malaya.
I think
that's the reality, isn't it?
Yeah. Even now, when we present ourselves, if I just go in and say, "Hi, I'm Dr. Jega." All right, fine. She's done a PhD. She's Dr. Jega, but I'm Dr. Jega from UM. I do get that. So that's my personal experience.
Yeah.
So it does carry a name, but if I go, I'm Dr. Jega, I'm from UM, they'll be like, UM? So yeah. So that's the perspective.
Yeah, you got a goosebump.
Very good perspective, right? Okay, I think that will be okay. I think we have a last question from our audience. If I apply for SATU dalam kejuruteraan electric, when can I get into can I enroll into the course? Is it next year or is it this year? So I think I will answer on that.
Yeah,
if you apply before 17th of September, you can actually enroll to the program starting from this October 2022, right? So later than that, I think we just have to wait another 1 year for the next year intake. So we have only one intake for every program that we offer in Faculty of Engineering. We just have only one intake, which is October intake. So if you miss this chance, so you have to wait another 1 year, right? Last but not least, I would like to ask Dr. Jega as an alumni, UM alumni, to share her experience, for the audience to know.
Oh, my journey of how UM has helped me to getting it. Yeah, I've got a simple slide to share with you if it looks in time. So if I just speak, you're probably not able to imagine. So if you can see that's my that's me in the graduation coat from Newcastle University of Malaya. So, and if you notice, the one who's actually receiving the scroll is my mother. I dedicated the scroll to her because I think it was quite a tough job. I mean, Universiti Malaya as well as our Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi gave me the scholarship to do the PhD in Newcastle. So I think the cost was almost $500,000. But going through it, I needed the support from my family, so I just presented it to my mother. So that's a little bit of gratitude. So now going to the next slide. I did my Bachelor of Engineering in Chemical Engineering. So I started in chemical all the way through chemical. So I'm a chemical stalwart. So I started in 1999. So don't calculate my age. I'm always young. Right. So after I finished my Bachelor of Engineering, I went on to do a Masters of Science. But actually, after the Bachelor's, I worked. This is 2003. But then I worked first. This is just years. So right after my bachelor degree, after I finished my examination, 2 days after that, I joined a job. So I'm not a 4-flat student. I'm not even a first-class student. I'm a second-class upper student. But my friend who got, not my friend, my classmate who got a 4-flat didn't get a job for a year, right? But I got a job in 2 days after I sat for exam. And I credit that to UM's exposure into communicating skills. And even before I got into this, even before I finished the exam, I actually got a job And the other exposure I got is that I attended the career fairs, so I was able to meet employers and speak to them. So I think that's how I managed to convince my first employer. And I always wanted to go back to my hometown to be with my parents. So I actually got that in my hometown, Kedah, and not Kuala Lumpur. So it was a pharmaceutical industry, and not directly chemical engineering. I was actually in quality control, but it has a lot of experience as well. Right. So I'm looks like I'm jumping between two slides. Right. So I'll probably browse through this and then I'll give you more stories of how the experience, right? UM has helped me. So I did my Bachelor of Engineering UM, 99 to 2003. Then I worked for a year in the industry. Then I came back to do a Masters of Engineering Science by research in UM. Then within that, I also managed to work for 2 years. And then I got my scholarship to do a PhD in Newcastle. So all with UM, and the PhD also came from lecturers in UM. They selected me and gave me the chance. So after while doing the PhD, I got a position. It's called a SLI Fellow. So there was a small token, sort of like we don't call it a salary. It's a small payment for us as a fellow. In fact, there was a payment in Malaysia as well as in UK. So your living expenses are taken care of. Then once I finished, I was guaranteed a job. I came in to be a senior lecturer, and then I didn't stop there, like Dr. Zach said. So yeah, I finished PhD, the highest level, but I didn't stop as senior lecturer. So I have to go on. So I went on to get my professional engineer as well as master's. I'm now a master's program coordinator. So if you are applying into a master's program or planning to, I'm able to provide you information. So how my career path actually formed from 2003 to 2021, right? From the day I graduated. So like I mentioned, I got into a quality control engineer in pharmaceutical industry. So I was not in oil and gas. I was not in doing really chemical engineering, but I managed to work with a lot of people. That was a team of youngsters who was, about all fresh graduates. Why fresh graduates? Because they was paying us menial salary. So the salary was just 1,300 when I joined, but of course back in 2003. But even then, a good salary range was about 3,000. So I was actually getting a fraction of it. So it was quite difficult for me to live with it. But I went on just to. Another takeaway is to be staying closer to parents, and then as well as getting some money and experience. And then after that, I decided to do masters. So why masters? Because I wanted more salary. Yeah, I wanted more salary. So that was not enough. So when I came in, my supervisors actually had some opportunities where they had grants, so I can do masters as well as I was paid. So I think that time I paid my salary, the grant salary was about 1,500 and then increased to 1,800, which was still better, but then that was in KL. Right, so that gave me exposures, and because he had grants, and then I had the opportunity to travel a lot. I traveled to quite a lot of countries in my master's study, presented my work, and then there were question and answers, which actually built my communication skills and ability to share. So we even went as far as Dubai, where it was all paid for by the Dubai government. So these were the advantages. When you pick up, just like the summer internship that we mentioned, it's not UM who pays, it's not something that comes out from your pocket, but it's actually the government that provide this scholarship, and you can actually get advantage out of it. So once I was done with that, after I submitted my master's, I went on to become a project engineer, right? Actually, I was building my career. I know right after my chemical engineering, I have to register in BM. And I also learned about IR. And I know to be a professional engineer, I need certain experience in certain area, right? So I got into this project engineer, and that was actually refurbishing a wastewater treatment plant in Putrajaya, precinct 19. So if you're benefiting from it, so it was from my work. So I learned project management. So I was really working under the sun. Of course, my salary increased. So that was 1,008. That salary was 283, about there. So that's how it was increasing. So, but 2A under the sun, oh my God, with all the safety boots, the safety helmets, and then working with consultants. The best part of it is you get good food. Every time you entertain people a lot in project management. So Food was good, but then the work was difficult, so I wanted to change jobs. So after a year of experience, I used it. I got my master's, jumped to a technical engineer. I was in process related to chemical engineering. I started with non, then I got into chemical engineering. My salary was 5,000. Right. So of course, I want the money, but I also want the added benefits. Right. So I got good food, and then I got in technical engineering. I got the money. And then after that, I was offered this PhD scholarship. So I don't want to do a PhD, but then when it comes with a vacation in foreign country for free, why not? So of course, then I picked that up. So got to work in overseas. So it's not just vacation. Of course, it's networking. So I get to know people there, the culture, living, and survival. And then that landed me a job in Right. So finally, I'm a senior lecturer. Obviously, my salary increased again. So this time it's a secret. No. So should I reveal? Yeah, but I got higher, right? Definitely higher. So the point here is that you can get a job with your degree, and it may not be from the field that you want, but what you build on. And every time you jump for an engineer, trust me, you get a 30% of increase, even with addition of 1 year of experience. Yeah. Okay. This is real, and this is what we all have experienced. Right? So eventually, in senior lecturer, we have achieved our 5-figure salary. At least I should give you a hint, right? I've reached my 5-figure. Right. So this could be your present state of mind, right? Okay. What is your present state of mind? Can be any of this, right? You are like, I'm mentally hurt, or you're cool. Okay, I'll just go with whatever I have, or my brain is hot, or whatnot. Right? You're puking. You don't know what to do. That's your juncture. You are there because what decision you make today, you're actually going to live with it for at least the next 5 or 6 years, before you have a career change plan and all. So my simple advice for you is to become a thriving student. You already probably know your area of interest, so that is the first thing in mind. Go for your interest. Go for your passion. It really helps because life is not easy. It's not school. You don't have scheduled timetable. You have scheduled timetable, but you have a choice to go or not to go. It's not like you play truant and someone is going to go after you like in school. So if you're interested, even if it's hard, then it keeps you going. And then you know which university you want to be. It's okay if you want to be right next to your mother, next to your house, then you want a closer university. Or you want to venture out. That will be one of the best things to do. Venture out, get some experience, be on your own, be independent. That will actually build you up. So you can do that. That can be a drive. In fact, that was my drive when I wanted to go abroad. Just to go out from your comfort zone. And if you don't have an idea, then you go for the best course that your results can put you in. Like some of you are asking, which one gives me a better job? Which one is, which one gives me a better job? Then, better salary, higher prospect of getting a job. Then you go for what your course. If your maths has got a B, and then the subjects, the basic maths and physics has got a B, go ahead. Yeah, in your civil, you want to build a building, go for civil. That'll be in the hot sun, then you can't be very fair. You want to be working with electrics, so then you put in electronics, right? Chemical is not just chemical; it can also be a lot of process. Actually, also a bit hot and but interesting. Always, right? Okay, so that's a little bit of how I evolved in UM. I'm from Kedah. I call myself a kampung girl, and I put forward again. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone to be in KL, and finish the degree. It was hard. It was not easy because it was taxing. A lot of things to do, and then you're in your own place. I have to do my own. I need to wash my own clothes. It doesn't happen at home. You wash your own clothes. You find your own food. Rental and so on. You have to manage a lot of things, and yet you build your skills. So that's my takeaway for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacob. All right. So to recap what Dr. Jacob said, go up from your comfort zone, right? Okay. And to pinjam kata-kata kawan saya, why be the rest when you can be the best?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we are the best in UM. We can offer you the best education. We can offer you the best experience in your university years. So you still have the chance, okay, guys? Okay, you still have the chance. You can go through our www.umcced.edu.my, and go to the SATU, Saluran Terbuka Universiti Malaya, and apply for the auto intake before 17th of September. Okay, and we also have engineering open day on 11th September. So if you are around and you don't have anything to do, why don't you drop by in our faculty? All right. Okay. That's all for today. So for our viewers, don't forget to fill in the form. Okay, for the certificate of attendance. The link is in the comment section. So if you have enjoyed today's webinar and would like to see more programs like these, please follow UMCCed YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye. See you.